just pick it. Either we're not doing 5-11 or we're just going to stay with 12 teams in 2026, which the Big Ten and the SEC are not getting along right now.
No.
They're not going to publicly say it. I mean, we saw Brett Yormark from the Big 12 say his piece last week that, hey, look, we want to fight it on the field. We'd love the 5-11. Okay, I bet you would love the 5-11.
Of course you would.
And I promise you that's what Jim Phillips is going to say next week at ACC Media Days. Will Tony Petitti, when he gets on stage in Vegas next week, discuss, okay, this is what our playoff format should be like, the same way he kind of discussed it with Joel Klatt? Probably. Do I think Greg Sankey says something before the end of this, to kind of add it and say, okay, volleying right back to you, buddy? Yeah, I do. And it'll put the attention away from the SEC and put it on the Big Ten. And then we're going to get to this point where over the next 3 to 4 to 5 months, guys, this ain't going away. Like, we're going to be discussing this during the season. So if you get tired of hearing about it, it's not our fault.
If you cared so much about the best or what's best for college football, then why did you cede the power to the Big Ten in the SEC? You were sitting in the room where you could have said, no, we're not doing that. But instead you did that. So why now are you complaining?
Well, and the other thing, too, is, okay, so the SEC and the Big Ten had you over a barrel pretty much. And they were bluffing that they were going to go start their own playoff. Pretty much is the best way to put it. Start their own league. Do whatever they want to do. Okay, cool. Like, there are other college athletic fans out there in the ACC, the Big 12, the newly formed Pac-12.
Yeah.
I could go on. Join the Sun Belt, the MAC, everybody, get them all back together and say, okay, we're going to do our own thing. We're going to let the SEC and the Big Ten do their thing. I promise you, you're still going to get some ratings for the other stuff. So what I'm getting at is that when they said, okay, we're going to let you guys control everything, it didn't make sense. And now the funny part is, like, I've seen the document. I know what they signed. The funny part is you got Brett Yormark that comes out and says, well, we didn't give them complete control. We still have a say. And it's like, yeah, you have a say, but at the end of the day, it's what Greg Sankey, Tony Petitti, all the ADs and chancellors want to do. College football coaches are going to give their input to the ADs, but let me tell you something. These ADs and these chancellors do not care what the head coaches have to say. They don't care. Why? Because that head coach could be gone in 6 months. So his opinion on what the future should look like 5 years down the road, it doesn't matter.